Hey, this is PT, and I want you to check this out. This week, we studied about Philip and how he caught up with the Ethiopian eunuch on the road from Jerusalem down to Gaza. Great story, but I want to pick one thing out of this story that I wanted you to check out. All right? And it's at the end. It's Acts 8:39 through 40. 8:39 through 40. You ready? When they came up out of the water, because Philip had baptized him, the Spirit of the Lord suddenly took Philip away, and the eunuch did not see him again, but went on his way rejoicing. So the eunuch went on his way rejoicing. Philip, we don't know. Next verse. Philip, however, appeared at Azotus and traveled about, preaching the gospel in all the towns until he reached Caesarea. So this is quite an amazing story. So this word for suddenly took Philip away, this word in the Greek is, why do I get so nervous when I do I think Clayton is watching me or listening to me, and he's like, that's not how you do it. The accent marks over the alpha. Okay, harpazo, to grab or seize by force. So the Lord grabbed or seized by force with the purpose of removing and or controlling. I just love this. God just decided he was going to do something, and he wasn't asking anyone's permission. Not only that, no one asked to be transported. It wasn't a thing like, oh Lord, please transport me to somewhere where I can preach a gospel. So the deal, how far was Philip on the road? I don't know. Was he a block away? Was he a mile away? Was he 10 miles away? Here's my question. Who cares? I mean, he was there and then bam, he wasn't there. Now, the Spirit of God was the one who did the transporting. Are you with me? He was there and he wasn't there, and I want to know why this was included. I mean, why was this included in the story? And that's what I asked myself, and that's what I want you to think about. Evidently, the Spirit dropped him into Azotus, and from there he went north and he preached the gospel wherever he went, because that's the kind of guy Philip was. There appears to be no good reason for the supernatural transportation. After all, he could have transported him to the chariot instead of away from the pond that they baptized in. This is just amazing. God just does supernatural stuff. And I think it's put in here because he wants us to understand he does supernatural stuff. He's a supernatural God. That's who he is. That's what he does. So he sends an angel to direct us sometimes. He speaks to us and tells us to do things for the kingdom. That's what he did for Philip. And then he gives us an opportunity to share the gospel. When Philip is running, he gives us opportunity to share the gospel. And that's pretty supernatural too. And evidently, going somewhere via the spirit realm somehow is not off the table either. So what is impossible for God? That's the question that is begging here. And I'm just here to tell you, nothing. Nothing is impossible for God. So get some hope today. God does miracles. Now, don't think about what you need. I'd like to challenge you to think about what you want. So what do you want? What supernatural thing do you want? Now I want to challenge you to make it kingdom focused. Okay, well, there goes the perfect husband and the $1 million, or maybe it's $10 million these days. You know what I mean? I mean, let's make it kingdom focused. I know you're trying to say I'll give 10%. Let's make it kingdom focused, people. What impossible thing that it absolutely has to be supernatural, out of this world, do you want that's kingdom focused? Stretch your understanding of God out. This is the understanding right here. He does this stuff. This is really great news of great hope. And I'd like you to become a prisoner of hope. Just heard a great sermon on that. I want to be a prisoner of hope. I want you to be a prisoner of hope. So stretch your hope out, stretch your faith out, and believe God for something that you cannot do. Hey, this is PT, and I wanted you to check this out.